two of my favorite people here, Joel and Marcos. These guys are rock stars. $14,000 a month to over $70,000 a month. First of all, congrats, guys, on that. In less than a year since we met, unbelievable stuff. They're going to talk about how we did it. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Introduce yourselves for people who don't know. When you guys do know them, come on, say what's up.
Go for it, Joel.
I feel like I always go first. You know, I gave a little bit of silence to see if you wanted to go first.
Dude, you're the one that likes to speak. I just like to sit back, quiet, and pull the strings.
Yeah, dude, I stayed at the co-working space till like 9 p.m. last night talking to some guy, and he was like, I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I talk way too much. So yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah, man, I have nothing but amazing things to say about Nick. Every time we get on a live, I say, you know, Nick, you've helped us out so much. When we came to you, our agency was a mess. We were all over the place. You got us going in the right direction, and you can literally see if we log into our mint.com bank account, you could see the trends. You can literally see after we started talking to Nick, it just started going up and up and up and up. And even to this day, you know, we just started running paid ads, for example, and Nick was like giving us some specific advice on what to do with paid ads and what to do with our inbound, and it just continues to go up. So I know with certainty in a year, it's just going to be like just straight vertical. So the more I hang out with Nick, the more I talk to that guy, the more vertical that growth gets. So
we're breaking $1 million this year, fellas. Let's rock and roll. We got this. Yeah. You guys aren't far behind. I love it. Let's rock.
Yep. So, you know, big props. See, there's me talking so much. Just big props to Nick.
We're 10K away from $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 10K away. Besides that, I don't know, Marcos, what do people need to know about you?
I'm the person that's a little bit more quiet. I tell Joel, if we're not getting closer to a sale, stop what you're doing and focus on doing something that's getting us closer to a sale. And I'm the person that is
dude, you're not giving yourself enough credit. I call this guy the 7-figure van millionaire. And the reason I call him that is because this guy's hitting 7 figures from a motherfucking van.
Yeah.
He lives in a van, guys.
Show him where you're at, Marcos. Marcos is literally in a van. He's been in South America, all over the world, running his business, growing your agency. Give him a quick tour. He looks like he's in a nice spot, right?
So this is the office, okay? This is where we speak to doctors all day. But then as I start to turn, there's the kitchen. there's the front of the van. There's my girlfriend Jana. And that's the love machine over there in the
that's where he talks to doctors. Did you guys hear that? That's where he talks to doctors all day and sells them and closes them down.
I don't care where you're at. Yeah, throw your excuses out the window.
Yeah, Mark, if you guys want to follow the true story of, like, you know, John and I fighting and stuff, and, you know, following the full adventure. Right now we're parked outside of Mexico City. Mexico City's a fucking mess, but if you guys want to follow the adventures, our Instagram is living_atlas.
You're throwing that Instagram. You're trying to get those follows. I see the real reason you got on this live today.
If you want to make $1 million and live in a van, then go to living_atlas.
I can guarantee Nick's not going to show you how to do that. I mean, Nick will show you how to make $1 million quick, but not from a van. You know?
Not from a van. I don't got that. But yeah, guys, I love it. I'm so excited to have you guys on. For those of you who don't know Joel and Marcos, like I said, they've been crushing it, and they've been using one very specific tactic, which they've agreed to come on and just share, give back to the Crusader community. Like you mentioned, you know, they've done some amazing things, and they're going to share some awesome tactics here tonight. They got a presentation for you where we're going to be talking cold email. We're going to be going over cold email scripts. We will audit cold emails, and we're going to talk about the power that is email, as this has been one of the key drivers for them to grow their business again from 14K a month to 70K a month over the last like 9 months or whatever it is. So with that, man, Joel, I think you got the presentation, so I'm going to turn it over to you, bro, and let's jump in. And by the way, guys, I'm going to be monitoring questions, things of that nature. We'll be sticking around, hanging out, but yeah, stay tuned for this one. This is going to be some amazing value because these guys kick ass. And before actually we get started, like, I need to say this. I actually approached them a couple months ago because I wanted to, you know, have someone handle the cold email stuff for me. And I was looking to bring on another sales rep, and you're testing some stuff out. And I literally had to turn off the email because there was too many appointments, too many responses. We were wasting it. It just was, there's too much. Like my sales guy, bro, we can't even, what do we want me to do? Like there's too much shit here, you know, literally. So I have seen this firsthand which is why I feel okay bringing it on and letting them share their stuff, because I like to vet everybody who comes on. As you guys might know, I don't often bring people in to talk about trainings, but I have seen this stuff firsthand. I know for a fact that it works. So you guys, pay attention here, because this shit is cutting edge and it's crushing right now.
Yeah, and I'd say we did a presentation back in the Crusaders group talking about what were the essential pieces for us to get to that 50K mark. And, now that we're at 70K, looking back, before I actually dive into the presentation, I want to say the 3 things that we did to grow and to get clients were cold email. And that was one of our biggest sources, referrals. And just now we're doing paid traffic. So when we very first started out, the real main outreach strategy or prospecting strategy that we used to get clients was cold email. And then, referrals from there, from, being able to deliver and do good work. But we obviously didn't do much for that. The biggest way that we got clients was cold email. Marcos, you want to share anything about that, or should we just jump right in?
No, that's it. Keep it lean. That's what we did. We just literally kept it lean, focused on what was working and doubled down on that. Focused. And yeah, I think that's how we got here.
Sweet. And guys, just in advance, I am feeling a little sick. So if my energy, even though for you guys, it might seem like it's already up here, normally I'm like way up here. So I'm a little low today, not as hyped up, although again, you guys might not feel that way. But if my energy is a little low, I do apologize in advance. With that in mind, let's dive in. So cold emailing secrets. To dive in, I want to talk a little bit about the biggest mistakes when it comes to cold email. So these are the things that we see people fuck up every single day with cold email, time and time again. And at this point, Marcos and I have both sent out over 30,000 emails in many different niches, all the way from auto mechanics to dental implants to chiropractors, all throughout. And we've really been able to see what works and also what doesn't work. And before we actually dive into what works, I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about, what are the mistakes that people make and what doesn't actually work. So, one of the biggest mistakes right off the bat, that first sentence, is that people make their cold emails way too long. So the goal here is we want to keep them super, super, super short, like uncomfortably short. And yesterday we actually did another training about this, and we were talking about how like the best cold emails are like 1 to 2 sentences long. They really, really get right to the point and don't give away too much information. And the reason that we do that is because we want to have a little bit of curiosity to it. And we want to keep people kind of on their edge and wanting them to find out more and letting them reach out to get more information, as opposed to you giving everything to them in that first email. Marcos, any thoughts on that?
No, that's pretty much like you said, Joel. I mean, just keeping it really, really short. That's the biggest thing, is like, first you got to start the conversation, right? Like when you first introduce yourself to somebody, you always start with, "Hi, my name is blank." And you are, right? Whatever that conversation is you don't dive into, "Oh yeah, I'm a marketing digital lead generation person selling Facebook ads and Google." It's like, what? No, first get somebody to respond and then start focusing on talking about what it is that you actually do.
Yeah, and I actually have, I wrote a ton of proven emails that we're going to go through. So I can actually reference some emails as we go through those biggest mistakes. So for example, this is one email that we literally just wrote right now for restaurants. So if you're trying to get marketing agency clients that are restaurants, "Hi, can you handle a party of 10? Thanks, Joel." It's super short, super right to the point. You're not giving them an entire breakdown of what this party of 10 entails and how you would get them clients and what makes you different and what your offer is. You're just starting a conversation. So that's just a good example of keeping it short. The second bullet point here is not giving people what they want. So a huge mistake that we see people make is that they talk about leads. They talk about,
appointments. They talk about money, right? It's like, that's the last thing that you want to be able to speak in the terms of what they speak, right? For a mechanic wants brake jobs, right? Battery change.
They don't want
tires.
brake job leads. They don't want auto repair leads. They want brake jobs. A restaurant owner doesn't want restaurant leads or, you know, dining leads. They want a party
People
of
in the
10.
door, people sitting in the table. A dentist wants
and I
to
want
do
to,
implants.
yeah, and exactly. I want to jump in that and take it to next level too, because every industry, and I talk about this all the time when it comes down to niching the niche and knowing your industry, but every industry has specific types of customers that are better for their industry, or customers that they focus on, right? So a dentist, it could be implants or Invisalign, or orthodontist, it can be crowns or whatever, right? And then, you know, for real estate, maybe they're first-time home buyers or luxury home buyers, or in mortgage, it's VA refis, right? Like, know your market and get very, very specific with what they're looking for. That comes across way better than saying, I'm going to get you more leads, I'm going to get you this, right? Like, it's absolutely powerful to know that. And every industry has specific customers or patients or whatever it is that you're working with that they like more, because not all revenue is created equal. There's some revenue that they don't even want to take on or don't want to like. So do the research on your industry, on your niche, and understand that.
Yeah. So I think the biggest point here is, you know, before we ever send out a cold email, we really try to figure out exactly what people want. So for example, if you're going after realtors, we don't say buyer and seller leads. We say we're going to get you appointments with buyers. That's what they want. They want appointments with buyers. They don't want buyer leads. So it's really important to, before you ever send an email, to really spend some time thinking about what do they actually want, and leading with that in your email, not with leads, not with the lingo that we use in the marketing industry. And something that I want to bring up, which we brought up yesterday, Nick, was all this advice is for when you're doing mass email outreach.
Yes.
So when you're picking 20 business owners to cold email a week, and you're sending them a very personalized strategy and very personalized message, this is not for that. This is when you're sending 100 emails a day, every single day, forever. This is for your mass outreach strategies, where you're fully automating your prospecting and trying to send as many emails as possible. So it's very important. I wanted to make that distinction. You need to have two strategies in place. You need to have a more custom, personalized strategy, which this is not what this presentation is about. And then you also need to have a high volume strategy, which is what this is about. Does that make sense, guys? I'm actually not seeing the comment section. So
I think that makes sense. Joel, I haven't talked too much with the free group here about some of the specifics of the targeted 20 here. So I know why you're bringing that up, because we were in the private group doing an even more in-depth training last night. But yeah, guys, you should have a big automated, automated marketing going out, and then you should also be working on targeted people. And that's a very strong strategy to basically guarantee you new appointments week over week. But again, this is for mass blasting and just stuff that's going on in the background that you just check in on every week, every 2 weeks, and then readjust, update your list, update your messaging if it doesn't work.
Yeah. So if you're doing woodpecker, if you're doing quick mail, or you're sending out hundreds at a time or hundreds, per day, these are the things you need to keep in mind. And this is where people fuck it up. So the next thing is making the barrier too high for people to engage with your email. So for example, I see a ton of people on their very first email make this really long pitch, and at the end they say, hey, book a call on my Calendly link here, to pick the best time for you. And that's a huge mistake, because in that initial conversation, when you're just opening the door, essentially, you want to keep it super easy for them to respond with you. So yesterday, we were also talking about an example of when you first meet someone, and let's say you're at a conference and you meet someone and you get introduced to someone. You're just gonna ask them a few questions, introduce yourself, keep it super easy, super simple, super light. You're not gonna go into this whole entire pitch about what you do and what makes you special and how you can help them. You're gonna make it easy for the other person to engage with you and have a dialogue with you and have a conversation. And through that conversation, you will then get into the specifics of, what you do and how you can help them and all that good stuff. So it's really important when you're sending out mass emails with woodpecker, quick mail, all that stuff. You want to keep it very easy for the other person to reply to your email and engage with you. So for example, if we go back to the restaurant email, this is just a great way to just start a conversation. And imagine if you sent out 100 emails and you got 30 people responding. Now you've got 30 people's attention in your inbox that you can follow up with and actually have a conversation with and get deeper. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by that third point. Anything else to add, Mr. Marcos? Or are you just gonna let me do all the talking, bro?
That's it, dude. You're in the flow, man. I'm gonna let you do the whole thing, and then I'll help answer questions.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm in the flow, and then like in the back of my throat, I'm like I still feel sick, and I'm like, oh shit, we still have a lot of presentation to go, but we're good
Now,
to go.
I think the best thing is, guys, if you guys have any questions about how this works specifically, or like how, like, ask them in the comments below, because that's really the most important thing, right? We can go through the whole presentation, but we might not touch on the topic that you're wanting to know a little bit more about.
Take advantage of this.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's like,
take
this
advantage.
is
Marcos,
like, we're
you were,
live.
like,
We can actually
writing emails last night, sharing stuff. These guys are in crazy sharing mode. And I'll just add to the whole idea that the whole goal of cold outreach is to gain attention, right? You're not going to be able to go, start a conversation with a girl, hit on her, take her to lunch. Dude, you can't just complete all that thing in one message, right? The goal is to open the door and give yourself an opportunity. And that's what we're talking about, how to get more opportunities, how to open the door. Too often, there's people who are just going for the kill straight away. I get them in my email box all the time. And it's just ridiculous. They're like, we do all this crazy shit. We work with Fortune 500 companies and we do database management. And the whole question was, do you want more leads? And I'm like, yeah, I want more leads, but I don't know what the hell you're talking about here. So I'm not going to respond to you, right? So the goal is to catch their attention, open it up, and then bridge the gap so you can get on a call and close them down, right? We just got to have as many opportunities as possible. And this is one of the ways to catch attention, and it works like crazy when you get it nailed and you get good at it.
You got to warm it up. You can't just be like, yo, you want to go home? It's like,
Yeah,
no, it takes
exactly
4 to 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
Like, you need to slowly take it up. And you can't just be like, it's like, you gotta take it step by step, right? So don't throw up on people.
Yep. Yeah, and the next one is like my favorite. And this is where in the private Crusaders group, Joel and Marcos are always responding to people when they're asking about specific stuff. And I'll turn it over to him in a second, but I want to talk about a lesson here. Quantity over quality all day. What that means is stop thinking, start doing, start putting message out to the market. We're never going to know, your email is never going to be perfect unless you get it to the market and see how it reacts. What's the worst thing that happens if you go through 200 emails and they don't respond? Nothing, right? So like, go out there, test the scripts, get out there and do something. And this is in every aspect of life. Way too often we are overthinking. We are not taking enough action. We're not going out there. We're not just running face first into walls. Especially if you're just getting started, you don't have very many clients, you need to go run into a wall over and over and over again. That's what you got to do. The only way to find out how to get around the wall is to run into it and then be like, shit, I don't want to keep doing this. I need to figure something else out, right? Nothing's ever going to be perfect. You're never going to come out the gate swinging unless you go out there and take action. So quantity over quality is what that talks about. Go out and do. Guys, make it happen, okay?
Absolutely. Diane is asking in the chat, what software are you guys using? Woodpecker ? Okay, yes. We used Woodpecker when we first got started. We went from like 12, 13, 14,000 to about 20 to 25. We used Woodpecker throughout that period.
Now, and there's so many ways to do this. I have buddies that use QuickMail, and they're sending out 500 a day with QuickMail. If you have a VA, you can send through a lot of email accounts and they do this for you. That way you're not uploading the list and sending it once. There's ways to do it through Amazon, the AWS. Really just find the.
Okay, we lost Joel because his internet sucks, and I'm in Mexico and I still have better internet than him. So guys, there's another question. Nina is asking, how do you reply when they ask to see your website? Nina, if they are asking to see your website, something is happening there. And that like, most people don't ask us for a website. It's like, yeah, maybe they want more information or maybe they want references. And once you start to get more references, then it gets a little bit easier as you go, but you don't need to, right? You can just tell them, hey, look, let me just show you. Let me get you the first 10 for free. It's on us. And then we'll talk about moving forward.
Can you guys hear me?
Like, the website shouldn't be a thing. It's like people don't really use websites that much anymore.
Yeah, I see that question a lot. Like, what's your website, or what company are you with, or how does this work? We always default to just at that point, if someone has responded to our email, we either call them and then turn that opportunity into a warm call, and we can reference the email that they just responded to, and now you're on the phone with them. and it makes it way easier to transition into a demonstration sales call. Or we respond and essentially say, hey, I'd love to, walk you through all of the information that you need. Here's a link to book a call. But this is, again, after someone has engaged with your email. So at Atlas Digital, our default move every single time, if someone responds to us, I don't care if they say, what's your website? I don't care if they say, what company are you with? I don't care if they say, what does it cost? We always, at that point, give them a call to try to just say, hey, I saw you responded to my email.
You can do both. I send them from my personal email for John. We keep losing Joel. I don't know why. He's like in the best area of Philadelphia and his internet sucks. I'm sorry, dude.
Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm traveling right now.
All right.
Anyways.
Most people don't send enough emails. Let's rock and roll. Seriously though, like guys, quantity over quality. Just go, take action, do it. Just do it. We're gonna go through.
Do what you got to do, right? Like we send 500 emails a day.
And fuck it up. Like if you go through the list and you didn't get one response, go through the list again. Like we literally at one point went through the same list, and I would literally get overwhelmed. Now I'd be like, Marcos, we can't just keep sending the same people. And Marcos was like, just send it. See what happens. Keep sending it. And literally that's how we learned what message worked for our specific industry, because we just kept sending it, kept sending it, kept sending it. So at the end of the day, when you're doing mass outreach, it's just about how much action you're taking and how many emails you're sending out.
Guys, what other questions do you guys have in the comments below? As Joel continues to go, type in all the questions you got. Let's see if we can get them answered before the hour's up.
And also, if you guys have emails that you want us to break down and review, we'd be happy to do that for you. I have some emails that we wrote that are just proven to work. But if you guys have specific emails you want us to break down, we'd be happy to do that.
Comment in the chats, comment the email that you're sending in the chat below, and then we'll see if we can help you and rewrite a better one, or kind of debunk and break it down into what we would do, or what's working, what's not.
Cool. While we wait for those comments, should we keep going?
Yeah, let's rock and roll. Okay, we do have a couple questions. What I think we should do actually is let's go through like the next 3 emails. Joel, let's just go through 3 proven emails real quick, talk about them real fast. Stop after that, answer some questions, and then we'll finish out the presentation after that, because I'm sure questions will start pouring in. There's 25 people on. These guys have made thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, dozens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars from cold email. Like, we should probably have a lot of questions. So ask them as we go through, and we're going to talk through some of these so you guys can see just how simple they are and exactly, what you can go out there and start testing and doing in the type of methodology, right?
Yep. Lyle, what software are you currently using to scale you're doing? Right now we use Gmail. VAs. Yeah. But to start off, we have VAs that are sending emails just through Gmail. But if you're starting off,
QuickMail and Woodpecker.
Woodpecker is great to start off. That's how we started off at the beginning.
There's also a way. There's like a crazy way to be able to do it on Amazon, where you can upload a list and just blast everyone all at once. But it takes a lot of tech knowledge to be able to set it up, and I wouldn't recommend that one for starters.
Diane says, "Do you just scrape generic emails and name?"
Yes.
We don't even scrape names. We just scrape, send it to every fucking email.
This is what we mean by you guys are overthinking it.
Send it to every email you have.
Send it again.
Every email you have. And then once you build a list of 10,000, just start from the top. That's what we did. How to get avoid from spam? That's a great question. Joel, I don't know. This could be a little... I actually don't know the specifics that he does. One of the things is get a fucking answer from the emails, right? Like, even if it's a yes or if it's a no, get an answer.
Yeah. So you could do things like, there's little tricks. Like, I can actually type this out as you guys see it. You could even say, even if you can't, just let me know. And that way you get a response. And if they're not interested, you can essentially cross them off your email list and never reach out again. Because the problem with getting blocked is that if you send an email to someone, they mark you as spam, and you email them again, and then they continue to mark you as spam, that's when all the red flags shoot up and they're like, whoa, this email is not safe and keeps getting marked as spam. So a really easy trick to be able to just see who doesn't want to get your emails anymore is by giving people an option to opt out. So even if you can't, just let me know. Then even if they can't, they're going to respond. And now if they say no, then you'll be able to cross them off. And that way you make sure never to reach out again. Another really good trick for making sure you don't get disabled is to limit the number of emails you send per account per day. So for example, if you are using Woodpecker, like freaking set up 5 accounts, spend the money, invest the whatever $50 per account, and do 5, literally have 5 logins by 5 domains and send out 5 as many and just rotate through them. So that way you're not sending all of the emails from one account, and it makes it a little safer. So spread out the love when it comes to email sending. And that's another way to make sure that you won't get blocked. And I'm trying to think. The last thing is really just the more markety or spammy your emails look. I don't know why. This is just a pattern that I saw, and I don't have any data to back it up except just my own experience. But I noticed that whenever we changed the email to sound very marketing and, had lingo talking about leads and all these things, the number of emails that we were getting blocked would start to go up. We were getting marked as spam. So again, we keep our emails super, super, super light, and it doesn't talk about marketing at all. And that really helps with the deliverability rates and making sure that we don't get blocked. So those are just a few tactics, although there's, many different factors that go into it.
Also, Travis just commented something pretty, like, what he just commented, like, that's the shit that I don't know how to do, that like only the top people, I don't know. Like, for example, cleaning your email list. I forgot about that one. That one's super important. So make sure that you clean it. We use Never Bounce. So before you start sending out, clean that email list. And then set up the DKIM stuff, like that's beyond me. I let Joel and
guys, you can hire people to help you out with this stuff. I'm not afraid to post in groups and say, hey, I need help making sure that all of my emails are compliant, and just getting on an hour call with someone that's really good at this stuff, and making sure you're 100% ready to go before you even start sending things out.
And that's what Joel just said, that is so true. It's like we've been able to grab information from lots of different people in order to make this work. Like, we've invested a lot of our time and a lot of our money to talk to a lot of different people that know, okay, they might know a little bit about this. They might know a little bit about this.
This guy knows copy. This guy knows how to send more emails. This guy knows how to avoid the spam, all that stuff.
Yep. Exactly. So
find your gap, find the gap in your email strategy, and then hire someone to help you fix that. Cool. Let's keep going. So this one, you guys already saw it. Super simple. Hi, can you handle a party of 10? Even if you can't, just let me know with a quick no. That way you give people an out, and then they're not going to mark you as spam, and then you can remove them from your email list, and you don't ever run the risk of getting marked as spam twice in a row. Things like that. The gym email. Hi, I have a group of people that want to sign up for 6-month memberships. Reply with a quick yes if you're interested. It can literally be this simple, guys, because again, you're just starting a conversation. If I sent an email to Mr. Nick Robbins saying, hey, I have a few clients looking for a marketing agency and need some help, let me know. I am 100% sure Nick would respond. 100% sure. Like, if I sent you an email that said, knowing that you work in the medical niche, if I said I have a few medical clients that are looking for a marketing agency, let me know. Thanks. I'm sure you would reply to that and figure out and find out what that's all about.
Absolutely. It's a hell of a lot better email than I usually get pitched for the B2B marketing services with their random stuff and their data cloud services and Twitter and trying to sound hella smart. And I'm like, bro, I work online and I do my whole life is online marketing, all this stuff. And I still don't know what you're talking about. I don't care about Salesforce. Like, I just sell stuff, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
I literally had one email today and it was so bad. I was like,
Oh, I saw that one.
I was like, I'm sorry. Like, your intro email is terrible. Try again, Marcos. That's what I responded with. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Please just like start a conversation first.
Other things to notice, guys, is we don't personalize it. Again, the name of the game for us always is to just send as many as humanly possible. So I don't say, hi, Nick, just say hi or hi there or hey. That way I can just send. I'm just trying to start conversations. Yeah. Again, most people have the wrong mindset when it comes to cold email. They think you're trying to literally get someone to sign up for a trial or for a client right on the spot. And that's wrong. When you're doing mass outreach, you just want to start conversations and plant seeds.
Yeah. Nina was asking, how would you word a short email to Jim if you wanted to send them a VSL? Nina, I'm actually not sure because we haven't done a VSL.
Yeah, I'll take that one, bro. That's definitely the approach that I would take.
That's Nick right there.
So with that, Nina, in this approach with the short email, you'd want to get on the phone, right? I mean, you can let me know if there's a specific reason why you don't want to get on the phone with them and you want them to go through a VSL first. I'm assuming maybe it's because you want them to be more qualified, be ready to go. But if you've got more time than you do resources, I would highly recommend getting as many calls as possible. However, if you do want to send them a VSL, that's where a custom approach would come into play, right? And making sure that you're sending your VSL to targeted gym owners who can afford it, who are spending money on advertising, and you've done a little research on them, right? So let's say you come up with 20 gym owners and you do some research on them. You find their LinkedIn, you find their email addresses, you find their Facebook, and then you start a conversation from that angle, letting you know, hey, I shot this VSL for you. I think you'd be perfect, John. I noticed that you do Tai Bo classes and you're spending money here and blah, 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 blah. And then you push them to your VSL. That's where a customer approach would come into play to drive them to that VSL. I would just recommend though, I mean, honestly, I recommend both strategies, mass automation plus targeted, especially if you're just getting started and you don't have a ton of clients and all that. But that's how I would approach getting him on a VSL. I would go with the custom approach and then I would surround him. I'd hit him on Facebook with it. I'd hit him on LinkedIn with it, hit him everywhere, Instagram, DMs, everywhere with it.
I mean, and even as simple as take all the people that reply yes, and then say, great, before we get on a call, I want, please watch this video to see if it would make sense for you to take on these people for memberships. You can literally use this email. And then for the people that reply yes, then you can send them your VSL. And again, we haven't done that, so I don't know if it will work, but I know for sure that if I test it out and I just focus on quantity, and after I send out 200 videos, I'm going to have an answer. So if I were in your shoes, I would focus on sending out as many of this kind of email as possible. And then for the people that reply yes, maybe then you send them your VSL and say, hey, great, I'm glad to hear you're interested. Before anything else, please watch this video with more information about the people looking to sign up, period. And you send them the video and hey, test it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then you reevaluate. So that's an easy way to integrate the VSL as well. All right.
We got a couple more good questions here from
Sure.
Nina and Lyle, if you guys want to tackle those too.
I actually can't see them, but
Lyle asks a pretty important question, right? So I've noticed that I can close inbound leads from the ads, but I have had a hard time with the leads from the cold email. How do you change the positioning on the call to win the sale when there's no previous warm up?
And just before you answer, Marcos, I want to say, Nina, this is the exact question you're asking. Lyle just took it a little bit more in depth, just so you know. This is how we start the call after the reply. So Marcos, I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you guys crush it with this bridge. But I just want to make sure, Nina, you know that this is the same question.
So the first thing that you have to do is you got to get them on your calendar, and the response that you send on the email is super, super important. I would say something like, great, thanks for your reply. First of all, we find it, I find it best to have a quick chat to see if they're, to see if these patients or whatever that email
memberships
is,
or clients,
whatever that is, to see if there's a good fit, right? And then this is the secret sauce, right? Is the script. You have to have a good script. once you get them on the phone, this right here is what transitions them, how you take control and how you set the frame in that initial conversation when you first pick up the phone is super, super key. This thing travels the world with me. It's gone to Argentina, to Mexico, to Panama, to the US. I take this everywhere. Okay. So this is the secret. That's going to have to be for another call.
Yeah, but I think to answer your question and give you something to work from, I think number one, first and foremost, you have to adopt the mentality that these people are not going to be as warm. So it's did I lose you guys?
No, you're here, bro.
Okay, Marcos froze on me. My internet sucks. Anyways, you have to take the mindset that these people are colder and you have to warm them up. So your script and what you say to them on the phone should slowly but surely warm them up. Just like when we have clients and they're used to getting only referrals, and then they have to move to Facebook ad leads. We educate them on, hey, it's a longer process. There's more education that goes into it. And I think it's very important that, you, Lyle, you need to really take that mentality. These people are going to require more education, more warming up. Did we lose Marcos? I think we did.
And Lyle, I would almost bet money, Lyle.
I think Marcos is gone.
I would bet that this is as much of a mental issue, Lyle, as it is anything else, man. Because you know that if they're inbound ads and they're come in and they schedule, that you feel more comfortable going into the call, that's going to translate through. Because again, it's really coming into the same thing. There's about a 2 to 3 minute gap there that you're going to have to, find out what works best for you and get them back going and understanding, hey, you reached out because you said you wanted more patients. Let's talk about how we can do that. How many more patients can you get? Awesome. How much are you getting right now? Sweet. How are you getting them? Okay, great. Here's how we get them. Let me ask you a couple questions first, and I'm going to talk to you more about what we're currently doing and how we're getting them, and then we'll find out if it's a good fit. Sound good? Good. And then go into it, right? I bet that this is as much mental as it is anything else, bro. And that's what I would bet. And honestly, I just gave a bit of a transition that I know would work, right? You got awesome. So you're interested in getting some new dental patients. That's fantastic. Now I'm going to tell you all about our program, how it works. Let me ask you a couple questions first. We're generating dental patients all across the country, blah, 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 blah. How many patients are you getting? How is it looking like that? What is your process? How many can you handle? And then you transition through.
Yeah. And our process is, if someone responds to our email, we'll immediately call them. And in this case, it's not necessarily a cold call. It's more of a warm call, because if you confront a gatekeeper, you can always say, hey, you guys just responded to my email and said you were interested, so I wanted to call to speak with X person. And once you get on the phone, they're going to start asking you, like Nick said, where do these, patients come from? Where do these clients come from? And you say, hey, I'd be happy to dive into all that. Before I do, is it okay if I ask you a few quick questions to see if it's a good fit for you? That way I don't even waste your time. And then you start to slowly but surely reframe the conversation and take control. But it's a slow process. At first, you're like, before I go into what I do, I'd be happy to share all that information. But before I do, can I ask you a few quick questions about your practice or about your gym or about your restaurant, just to make sure it makes sense for you. And then once they finally agree, then you turn it into a qualifying call. And at the end of the qualifying call, you say, great, based on everything you've told me, I'd love to show you our system that can help you achieve the goals that you just mentioned you have for your business. The next step would be for us to schedule a follow-up call where I could show you the system that helps us do that. And now you've taken control, you've reset the frame, and you've transitioned them from being skeptical about what this is all about to now you're going to get on a call to show them exactly how you're going to do that, but under your control and under your frame. Does that make sense?
I'll give you guys a little secret. The first question that I always ask, by the way, I'm actually going to give you guys the exact intro that I use every single day. I say, hey, doc, this is Marcos with Atlas Digital. We had a call scheduled at this time. How's your day going so far? And then they say, great, awesome, whatever. And then the first thing that I ask, I say, so doc, tell me, what made you want to schedule this call with me today? That's literally the first question that I ask. Always, every single time is, what made you want to schedule a call with me today?
And if they don't schedule, so let's say we worm call them and they haven't actually scheduled, we say, what made you respond yes to our email that we sent you?
Yep.
So it's the same psychology, guys. And I think so many people overthink it, but it's just applying the same principles that Nick teaches, about qualifying people to whatever place along the sales cycle you are in.
Yeah, totally.
Love it.
Guys, what other questions do you guys have? Write them out in the comments below. I think we have a little bit of time left, but
Sure.
let's see if we can answer any more questions here and finish up the presentation here before the time is up. What other questions do you guys have?
And while we wait for questions, I could share a few more templates. Like these templates, guys, they don't make any of these mistakes. These are just examples. These are not like, you guys can tweak them and make them your own, but they really go a long way in not making these mistakes that I was talking about earlier. So for example, for dental implants, hi there, I have 10 potential dental implant patients to send your way. If you want more info, reply with a quick yes. Super low barrier to engage with you. Very quick, very short. You're just starting a conversation. And it's right to the point. Makes it very easy for them to engage with the email and so forth. This is an email that I've seen quite a bit lately with people sending information about Facebook pixels, but our version is even better because it cuts right to the point, makes it shorter, and again, makes it super easy for people to engage with the email. So hi there, I was on your website and noticed you were missing a Facebook pixel. I'd be happy to set this up for you for free. Let me know with a quick yes if you're interested. It is so simple. It is so basic. And if they are ready to engage with you, all they have to do is reply yes. I think I doubled up on that one. And for those of you that do free trials, like me and Marcos, when we were sending out emails, we kept it as simple as this. Hi there, I can send you 10 free leads for dental implants. Let me know with a quick yes if you're interested. It's literally not rocket science. It's so dumb and simple. And that's what works. That's what gets people to respond. And I know it's counterintuitive because you guys think, oh, but I'm not explaining to it and they're going to have so many questions. That's the point. You just want to give them curiosity and get them and hook them and then start, take that hook to start the conversation and slowly but surely tell them everything that they need to know to move forward.
All right. Looks like we've got a question from Kevin here. Once the leads are responding, how do you respond? Kevin, have you been on? I'm not sure if you're jumping on later. We did just go over like not only the response that they give in the emails, but also what they say as soon as they get on the phone call and how they start bridging the gap. This will be up in the announcements, bro, so you can go back and check that out. But it's essentially getting them on a call and saying, is this a good fit for the program? And then when they get on the call, why did you book a call with us? And then, what made you book a call about, getting more interest in, new patients and new memberships, whatever it might be. And then going down the qualifying call process. But we do go through the whole thing. Travis, yes, sir, man. Keep it simple. Keep it super simple. Yes. I was going to say keep it simple, stupid, but keep it super fucking simple all the way around. Everyone overcomplicates everything. We think all this stuff is crazy in our minds, and then we realize it's not that crazy. We just got to go out and do it, and then we got to screw up. And the first time you're going to have a call with the response back at yes, it's going to be like, you're probably going to like just, you might suck. That's okay. If you have a shitload of leads coming in, it doesn't matter because you follow strategies or you're getting a bunch of responses back, then you can make some mistakes. It's okay. It's not life or death for every single lead,
It's funny because our sales guy is really people smart but like he's not the most textbook smart guy, and he was actually starting to send a few emails just for the people that this was way back when we first started and he was doing appointment setting for us and he was cold calling and then he would follow up with an email. He was like, fuck this long email. I want to just dumb it down and make it super stupid. And he started getting so many responses and starting so many conversations. And I was like, holy shit, like this guy has cracked the code by literally making it stupid. Like that is so he's a genius. That's how what I walked away thinking now. But it's like, I come from like a mindset of like, let's try to persuade them and use copywriting and really go into the psychology. And really it's not that way. You just need to start a conversation with someone.
Right. At the end of the day, it's like, like as engineers, like Apple says, you reach perfection when there's nothing left to take out. That's why there's only one fucking button on an iPhone. There's only one fucking button. And actually, even the better iPhone, they don't even fucking have any more buttons. It's just a fucking screen.
Next, they're not going to even have the iPhone, It's just going to be I don't know what it's going to be.
No. So we got a couple more questions here. Mike asks, are you scraping emails or how do you get emails for business owners?
Great question. There's so many awesome free tools. Well, not free. There's just a ton of awesome automated tools out there that you just put in like a query and it scrapes everything. So we don't do one by one. For example, Local Scraper is a great one. I think localscraper.com. That's one that we use.
D7 is
D7
good.
Lead Finder.
Lead Kahuna.
There's a bunch of good scraping tools. I would just Google lead scraping tools or lead scraping software and find one that you like, works for your computer, and go with that one. Don't overthink it.
Cool. Are you working with the CRM for these leads?
Marcos follows up. I don't. So Marcos, take it away.
No, we don't. We don't specifically use it. We just use a Google spreadsheet.
I was gonna say, you guys use an amazing CRM. It's called Google Sheets. It's simple. It's easy. It gets shit done. There's no confusion. If they reply yes, you reach out to them. You follow them until they tell you to fuck off, or you get on a call, or not. Boom. Google Sheets done.
Oh, actually, yeah. So that's what you guys mean by CRM. So we have a spreadsheet with all the emails, and then if they reply no, we mark them red, and if they reply yes, we mark them green. That's it. Simple.
Yep, exactly. That's literally what we do. I mean, the key thing is we have two great employees. Their name is Mari and Mari Khan. One scrapes emails all day long, and the other one sends emails all day long. Whoa! What did Travis just post in the comments? Quick leads. Is that a new tool, Travis?
His software. Yeah, Travis, go ahead and drop the scraper. I know you just sent me that earlier today, but if people want to check it out, Travis has got a scraping software here.
Oh yeah,
quite a few. So
let's go. Is it better? Is it better than Lead?
What's
is
that?
It better than Lead Kahuna? Travis, is it better than Lead Kahuna?
If so, let's sign up, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Maybe these guys will test it out. Maybe we can all connect on that afterwards. But yeah, Travis, I'm gonna get back to you too, bro. I saw we need to connect. Let's see here. What's the next question here? Dion, do you care about the personal email when scraping or just generic office?
I don't care. Just send more emails.
Send more emails. Make more calls. Let's go. Like it's seriously just get the email, go run with it, make it rain, get the emails wherever you can, email everybody. It doesn't matter. Figure out how to email more and then just keep going.
It's kind of like the 10x mentality. It's like, like what Grant Cardone says, like just fucking 10x it. Whatever if you're sending 100 now, send 1,000. If you're sending 10, send 100, right? Just 10x it. Just send more emails and then you'll be all right.
I remember, Marcos, remember our VA used to get like the first name, like all this information, even down to the address, and we would scrape all this information and we'd end up sending like 30 emails a day and it got us nowhere. And we were saying, hi, Dr. John, whatever, Smith. Like it was very specific. And again, it's like when you're focused on quantity, when you're focused on a strategy that revolves around quantity, it does not matter. If you're sending a very personalized note, you're doing something very custom just for that specific person, and it's laser targeted, then you want to focus on those, small details. If not, I really don't care.
And here's the thing. Speaking of quantity, guys, I gave Joel and Marcos, I said they could come on. I want to share with you guys an opportunity here that I personally tested and I talked about earlier. I want to transition that a little bit. Joel and Marcos have actually started doing this for other people, actually getting guaranteed responses, appointments on people's calendars, and just changing the game. And I've seen their services. I don't do this very often. Anyone who's been in this channel for a long time knows I hardly ever bring people on and say, hey, you can use it. But these guys are crushing it. I've used it myself. We have Crusaders who have gone in and used it. There's people from this group who last time these guys came on and shared this opportunity are already closing deals this month. Sean Manor, I know he's out there. There's people like literally crushing, right? And so I wanted to give this opportunity right now to turn it over to them. I highly recommend. They're going to give you guys an opportunity to book a call, learn how we can get more. They're going to share more details in a second. We'll answer all questions afterwards. But speaking of quantity, if you're not getting enough appointments, if this is over your head, if you don't want to deal with domains and sending 500 a day and emails, and you just want to get out there and sell and learn your sales skills and grow, I want to turn it over to them because this is a way to get appointments. It's literally impossible not to get appointments. I've seen this myself. So I want to turn it back over to you guys for you guys to talk about that really quick, guys. And then keep asking questions. We're going to be hanging out till all questions are answered. But guys, quantity of appointments right here. Joel, I'm gonna turn it over to you to talk a little bit about what you guys got.
I don't know what Marcos is up to, but he's up to something. So let's
So,
see what he's got to
I
say.
just wanted to show you guys, like, for example, we use this little tool. This is how we keep track of our internal business. This month we've scraped so far from January 1st to January 24th, 7,000 emails. We've sent 7,500 emails. We've gotten 191 positive responses. And obviously there's always a little bit of a delayed effect. And right, so we have a whole bunch of people that have gotten scheduled, right? My calendar is packed for this week. Let's see, our sales guys calendar is packed. And so far from this month alone, let's see, where did I go? From this month alone, he's closed 4 people so far from the email.
And I want to jump in. If you guys want to know what it takes to have a $70,000 a month agency, $100,000 a month agency, 200K plus agency like I've got over here, the calendar has to look like that. It literally has to. That's the way it is. It's not the next new ad hack. It's not this. The calendar has to look like that. You have to be bringing on new business. Like, this is the absolute key. This is exactly what my sales guys' calendars look like. Okay,
Guys,
that's
all
what
the
they do.
greens
And
and
so
blues
it's
are
absolutely
sales
crucial.
calls.
Yeah. So
All
let's
the
see how
green-
many we got. 1 demo, 2 demos, 3 demos. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff here. All that's all
You
next
can go
week.
back.
Did
Yeah.
I mess this up?
There's a lot of appointments.
There's a lot of appointments. So I mean, this it works, right? And like Nick says, if you want this to succeed, you have to have a calendar that looks like this. And how do you get it? You just send emails. You scrape some emails and you send some emails. And so yeah.
The biggest thing is, like, when you're just starting out, like, I remember back to when we were hovering around 10 to 20K, it was so easy for us to start doing prospecting and then to stop. And then we'd start doing prospecting and then we'd get a client or two and then we'd be running around like chickens with our heads cut off and then we'd stop prospecting. And then we'd try to set up Woodpecker, but then we'd run out of emails that we scraped and then it would stop again. And then it took us a while for us to be able to really crack the code on how do we have a system in place that gets us to send 500 emails a day nonstop forever. So I came up to Nick and I said, hey, Nick, what if we could create a system for everyone in your group who's interested where they literally bring us on as part of their team and we send out 500 emails a day for them every single day, nonstop, Monday through Friday, 500 emails every single day for their niche. And that way, if you get more clients, we still send 500 emails. If you don't get clients, we still send 500 emails. No matter whether you're sleeping or not, we send 500 emails and it never stops. And also, the other thing is for us to figure out the technicality in terms of, and I don't even know if that's a word, but the technical aspects of being able to send a high quantity, it requires a team. It requires infrastructure. You need backup systems. If domains fail, you need to be able to go buy some new ones immediately. All that stuff that goes into it is very important. So we wanted to also create a way. We also wanted to create a way for you guys to not have to worry about that stuff, yet still get the same amount of quantity that will get you a shit ton of appointments.
Yeah, this was literally born after we ran this experiment when I was talking with them about it. They're like, hey, we're getting a bunch of emails. Let's test doing it for you. I'm like, sweet. We got too many responses. And then we started talking like, dude, you should. And they're like, can we do something for your group? I'm like, yeah, bro, do something. This is amazing. What you guys got here is sick. Everyone needs this. I've seen that it works. So that's why, I almost never bring people in, but I wanted to. Marcos, drop your link, bro, to the calendar, guys. So how this works, right, is they just, one, there's a discount for being a part of the Crusader Nation, being in here. For everything we've got, there's a big discount on that. 2, it's book a call with them, learn about it. Talk with them about the entire process. One thing that's really important to note is there is only one person per niche, right? So there is actually real urgency and scarcity on this. We just started, you guys just started doing this, right? You guys just started doing this, right? And it's like literally like, I don't even know. There's several niches that are already taken that you guys have told me about, but I want to let you guys know there's only one per niche here.
Yeah. So Kairos is taken, stem cell is taken. Cool Scoping is taken.
Invisalign.
Invisalign is taken.
All the roughest niches in the world anyway, so it's all good. Everyone should be targeting stuff outside of those guys, but that's a different discussion.
I just posted my link in the comments, guys. If you want to know more about exactly how it works, first we got to see if there's a good fit, see what niche you're doing, see what your plan is, and
look,
then
if we don't believe it's the right thing for you at this point in your agency, we're gonna tell you. So you literally risk nothing getting on the call. However, if we do believe we can fully help you out and get you the kinds of results that helped us go from 15K to 50K and then now all the way up to over 70K in MRR, then we can really talk business and figure out what this would look like for your agency.
And the other thing I know that these guys are doing, which is just insane to me when they told me they were doing this, was they're giving you that script that Marcos was like making out with earlier, in order to bridge that gap, and how you could be licking a script like this guy, you know what I'm saying, in a van in Mexico. They go over that. They talk about how to bridge the gap, how they've been able to get the strategies going.
Oh, baby. Yes.
They literally go through that part of it too. So it's not just here's your emails and your leads, you're done. They help you bridge the gap. That as anybody who's with an agency knows and who has clients, sometimes there's some, you need some of the fine tuning in order to actually handle the leads, close them. They provide that as well, which again, I thought was insane. And it's why I thought it was such a cool opportunity to come in and share with you guys, talk with you guys about. So yeah, I would definitely book a call with them if you're looking to get, guaranteed appointments, new demos every single week, every single month, so you can focus on selling and growing your agency.
Yeah. And on top of that, we also give you training, walking you through the script. So you guys will literally hear from our sales guy walking you through the script to be able to call these people that responded yes to your email and get them onto a demo call. So he'll walk you through that entire sales process of bridging the gap and warming them up. So really, this is just a way for us to build you a machine that's getting you conversations and planting seeds for you nonstop on demand. That was the vision for it. Did I lose you guys?
Nope, I heard everything.
We're here.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, any other questions, guys? Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Any other questions? Let's see here. We do have a couple questions from Joe. Joe's asking, do you use an unlocked phones and buy different SIM cards to run your strategy to avoid getting Gmail accounts banned? And how many Gmail accounts do you use?
Great question. It just depends on your VAs and how many people you have on your team. Again, it also just depends on you. So if it's just a one-man show, quick mail is really good. You can send out a whole lot with software. If you literally want to create a crap ton of domains, I would recommend doing as many as humanly possible. If you have a VA team that can handle that, it just depends on you. Obviously, this is a huge part of our business, so we've really ramped it up and found a way to do that.
Cool. All right, guys. Looks like questions are in, guys. I would recommend booking a call, talk with them, see if it's a good fit, see if it works for your niche. They'll talk about niche ideas. They'll talk about bridging the gap. They have been incredible. The people that they've already started working with, who I know have reached out and said, this is amazing. This is insane. We saw James Cluster earlier talk about how awesome the system was. The shit works. I haven't seen it. I've literally seen the back end of it. So sign up for a call with them, chat with them, learn more about it. Any last words that you guys want to mention?
I'm going to Marcos makes sweet love to that script. He's not going to bite. If you get on a call with this guy, he's not going to bite you. He's a lovable guy. That's my last parting word of advice.
Oh, fellas, I love doing lives with you guys. I'm pretty sure everyone else did. We had a solid amount of people on this whole time. Guys, regardless, I hope you guys got amazing value here. They dropped literally some absolute knowledge bomb shit that actually works. As always, I'm here to bring you guys the real stuff, the stuff that's good. I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with us again tonight. We'll be back next week. Another awesome training will be in store. Joel, Marcos, as always, keep crushing it again. Congrats on the 70K, fellas. And we'll see you guys soon, I'm sure.
Let's do it. Thank you, Nick.
All right,
appreciate it.
guys.
Talk to you guys later. Bye.